Hello, trading is closed on October 2, 2018. Let's go over our calls. We said the commonest thing for today would be to gap and promptly move outside yesterday's range. That clearly didn't happen. Next most common thing would be to close little change, have the big move tomorrow. We did close little change, 1 point. Anything 4 points or less is my definition of little changed. So we look for a big move tomorrow. We had a target of 29.30.62. I said it might fail because if we gapped down smartly, we ought to reach. We didn't gap down smartly, so it remained a target and also a resistance level, and that one worked. Now, during the day, MEJT gave some sell signals here. Here's the minimum target. We came within 13 cents of the target on this drop. It's also a support level. It's close enough so this number doesn't have to print, but it almost always will. The time frame, the preferred time frame is by early Thursday. But since we're looking for a big move tomorrow, I'd be kind of surprised if it didn't happen tomorrow. Here's a rally which MEJT labeled as false, and it was. Now this move Monday usually closed near the high. When that doesn't happen, it usually leads to trouble. This is not trouble. But if you close little change, usually what happens is that you just delay trouble a day. The whole argument fails if we gap up smartly tomorrow. Number of reasons I think that won't happen. Here's the reversal bar involving the upper Bollinger Band. Still have a long-term target to challenge the lower band. Optional targets don't have to print, but they almost always will. Maybe not when you want them to. In the last fiscal year, where there's about 222 trading days, we only have 4 days when the MEJT target, 4 days out of 222, where the targets haven't printed yet. And there aren't any optional targets of this type which remain unseen in the past fiscal year. Here's a chart of FFTY. This is Investors Business Daily 50 strong stock index. As recently as Monday, it broke out to the year's high. It was immediately rejected as we traded under all these highs going back into June. That marks this as a false move, provided we go under today's close by 1 cent. And usually false moves like this lead to big trouble. Don't forget, this is an index not just of all stocks, but just of stocks in strong uptrends, and it shows a rejection of the recent high. So even though tomorrow's a day with an early low, typically has a late high, typically is an all-day rally. It doesn't have to be, and when it isn't a strong day, it typically drops early. So we're looking for an early drop, and probably a pretty substantial one. It doesn't have to happen, and if it doesn't happen, we have to reassess the situation, because if you don't drop in the first hour or two, the odds favor the day closing higher. And of course, if we gap up, the whole argument falls apart. But for right now, even though futures are slightly up, I view this action as weak. I'm looking for, but not guaranteeing, an early drop. This target's optional, but I think the odds favor it printing. And the call for tomorrow is dropping early a weekday. And if we don't drop early, or if we gap up here, the whole argument falls apart. And that's today's call.